Welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Celebrity Squares is a new game show, old game show, but new again on VH1, hosted by the talented DC Young Fly. It's a modern interpretation of the iconic Hollywood squares, this time with a focus on celebrating black pop culture. Fox 26's CoCo Dominguez spoke exclusively with the host. Let's take a look.
How much fun are you having on Celebrity Squares? Because I feel like you can just, that's your chance to just go at 9 people easily right in front of you.
Man, I'm having a great time. You know, I got 9 of my celebrity friends. You know, I started to look at the people that's on the show like my friends, because we got to have that energy to showcase that we really rock with each other. And I'm just having a great time that I can bridge the gap from the older generation to the new generation and actually have something that we can sit down and watch as a family, as a unit. And not only that, we get to learn from each other. You know, it's like being at the barbecue and everybody's there. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to hear that you were the only one that wasn't at the party.
Hey, so do you keep the same celebrities every time?
No, we switch them up.
You switch them up all the time.
We got some squares that, like, you know what? They got to be some permanent squares.
Yes,
you know,
yes, okay.
And then we got some squares where we're like, you know what? You see why they're a star. They only came one day and they gone. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get them in while we can.
Do you still have time for Wildin' Out? I mean, are you still even Wildin' Out?
Yeah, one thing about Wildin' Out, I always have a special place in my heart. I've been on TV for 8 years messing with Wildin' Out. Why wouldn't I?
No,
why would I jump ship to anything new that I know that may not be long as Wildin' Out? So it's like, I never turn my back on something that believed in me first. I never turned my back on something that gave me the opportunity to be like, look, I know what you're capable of. I know what your potential is. Long as you're willing to work on it here, you can do it anywhere. We're not saying be great right now. What we're saying is just work on it here and just learn from here, and you can take it anywhere. And I just be looking at Wildin' Out like, man, it's one of those, even when I graduated, I'm still willing to come back to reteach, you know, and be a student teacher, shall I say. And it's always got a soft spot in my heart. I don't think I never be too big for Wildin' Out until Wildin' Out say, poof, we done. I won't be done until y'all tell me.
And that'll never happen. They won't even say something like that. You're right. You never know. But okay, so you have that. You have a podcast that you got on Netflix. Right. You are just all over the place. How long from the first moment you stepped on stage, how old were you when you first told that joke and someone said, man, you're funny?
You know what? I started professionally 2014. So next year I'm going on my 10th year professionally on stage. So y'all got to see me grow and got to see me become who I am professionally and me perfecting the craft for 10 years. It's been 11 years doing comedy, but 10 years doing professional stand-up. So it's like, you know what? I'm showing you guys, look, you know what I used to do, but you watch me grow. You watch me elevate. You watch me continue to say, how do I make myself better? How do I continue to reinvent myself where it looks new? So if you don't watch the journey, but you didn't understand what I did in order for me to get here, then you just watch it.
Yeah.
You're not seeing, you're not studying me. I want you to study me.
Yes.
Don't watch me.
Yeah.
Study me.
Yes.
Study, because you can learn from what I'm doing, because I study people. I don't watch nobody. I don't sit and be like, if I'm not learning nothing from you, I'm gonna turn my head. So it's like, even though we're entertaining, what are we giving off that people can take from it? So when even though that's why when I tell people, when I entertain, I'm trying to give them something that they can take from it and be like, man, I remember when you did that day, but I'm still thinking about it. And I'm like, that's what I do it for. It's those moments where you continue to think about it after it's done. You're like, why did he do that? What is he doing? What made him do that? Because I remember what he used to do, but he don't do it like that no more. What I see the levels. And because that's Renaissance, that's theater. You have to bridge it. You want to continue to do it, it's a storyline. You following my story.
Yeah.
When the curtains open, it just don't go boom. You got to follow the storyline, and I just want people to know that once you stay true to yourself and you willing to grow, you'll be all right.
Okay, and I appreciate that. You have grown so much from those Chris Tucker comparisons. People are like, he sounds like him. He's past that, and I'm so glad you made a name for yourself. You stepped above that. We love Chris Tucker, of course, but you stepped into your own name. Yes.
That's my dog.
Yes, for sure. And how are you doing? You've been through a lot. How are the kids doing?
They doing good, man. We're just taking it day by day, man. Keeping God first, staying prayed up, and just pacing ourselves for real, for real. So, you know, we're just keeping great energy and knowing that God got our back. That's all we stand on.